easy now, people. We're wanting to paint this aquarium here, so the first thing we're going to do is turn it upside down so we don't get anything inside it, like your window cleaner here or the paint later on, and give it a right good clean, get all the dust and debris and dirt off of it, so we've got a nice clean slate to paint on. Next we're going to need our paint. Now all the info I found said use acrylic paint, but I couldn't find any, so I've got this fast dry Harbour Blue enamel paint. It says on the back ideal on wood, metal, paper, ceramics, cardboard and most plastics. Doesn't mention glass, but this is what I went with, and you can decide how it looks at the end, eh? Now it's probably better to use a paint tray for this, but I couldn't find one. I was doing this at 1 o'clock in the morning and I can't make too much noise that time of night. Can't really be banging about in the shed, so I used the lid that the rollers came in. Worked anyway. And just started rolling the paint onto the tank. Wasn't trying to be too careful at this stage, don't need it to look too pretty. What we could do if we wanted is put some kind of tape over the edges, over the trim, but I'm not really expecting to look at the side of the tank here, so I wasn't really that bothered. So like I say, I just started putting the first coat on. You don't have to make it pure opaque because we're going to go back over it. You just need to cover the whole thing the best you can. After that, we'll leave it until it's dry. Once it is, we can come back and do our second coat. Needed another pot of paint at this point. I think this was £3 in the store, so £6 to do the whole tank, pretty cheap. We're going to go over the whole thing again, make sure everywhere's covered, any wee gaps we had, fill them in, and make sure there's a second coat across the whole thing. Obviously I'm only showing you one side here. Some people just do the back. I wanted to do the back and sides on this tank. And once this is dry, we can flip it over, fill it up, and I'll show you what the finished product looked like. And there we have it. I think it looks really good. This is my better tank, obviously. This is a Leroy Jenkins, my better. Beautiful fish. He looks quite happy in there though. Like I said, didn't put too much into it, didn't invest too much time or money, and I think it looks really cool. What do you think? You'll notice all through this video, two of the sides were already painted, and that's because I had painted the whole thing, then stripped one side and recorded painting that side again. The reason being, I wanted to be able to show you guys how easy it is to take the paint back off if you're not happy with it. Now I think it's got to be a glass tank. You shouldn't use a razor blade on an acrylic tank because it will scratch it, but you can see how easy it comes off if you're not happy. Obviously it won't come off the trim quite as easy, so if you are going to consider stripping it back, make sure you cover the trim before you paint it. But look at that, easy peasy coming off there. Anyway, that's how I did it. Have a play with it if you're going to do it yourself. Not very time consuming, looks great when you're done. And I'm out. Later, 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 later.